This is our first workshop in a series of different events that we are going to promote, to organize regarding to foster the internationalization of innovation through the cascade funding projects, the cascade funding initiatives that are now open or about to open in Europe, especially with regarding with the Euroclusters program, with the different projects in the Euroclusters program. The agenda of today is as you can see in the screen on the screen. I would like first before to give the word to Paula Fernández Cándano, I would like to remind that this workshop is being recorded with the aim to share through our YouTube channel. So as soon as we finish the activity, we will upload the video for sharing among all the followers of the YouTube, and you can share with your partners as well. Okay, I would like to give the word to Paula Fernández Cándano, the responsible of the Asturias Digital Innovation Hub technical office here in Asturias. So, Paula, the floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me? I hope so. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if it works now. Is it working?
Not for now. 1 minute. Today is our debut, so you can do. I hope you can understand that we have these technical problems in this first time, but probably we'll be good for next activities, next events.
Now, I think.
Yes.
You're seeing the screen now. Yes. Okay. Okay, let's go. Good morning to all. My name is Paula Fernández. I work at the technical office at the Asturias Digital Innovation Hub. First of all, I would like to welcome you all to this workshop and tell you that this event is organized by Meta Industry 4 in collaboration with the Asturias Digital Innovation Hub. And I would like now to introduce you very briefly what we are and what we do at the AsDIH, as we call it. We belong to the network of European digital innovation hubs, including 227 hubs across Europe. And we are one of the 12 EDI funded by the European Commission in Spain. What we do is that we act as a one-stop shop where SMEs can test the latest digital technologies before investing on them, get training, financing advice, and network opportunities. Our aim is always to support SMEs to become more competitive using digital technologies. AsDIH is promoted by the government of the Principality of Asturias, and we coordinate the infrastructures, resources, and services available in the region. The hub is coordinated by IDEPA, the Economic Development Agency, and it includes all the key stakeholders in the field of digitalization in Asturias. We include in our AsDIH all the competence centers in the region. As you can see, there are all the technological centers and also the university, together with the most representative clusters and business organizations, FADE and Cluster TIC and Meta Industry. And this ensures the connection between demand and supply of digital transformation services. We also have the Asturias European Business Innovation Center, which is a key regional actor for private investment raising by innovative digital enterprises. As I said, the hub offers 4 digital innovation services. We assist a large variety of industrial sectors, and we are centered in 2 specialization areas, which are additive manufacturing and intelligent data analysis, sensors, and vision technologies. The services that we offer are all different scope and complexity, meeting the needs of the enterprises at different levels of digital maturity. I invite you all to visit our webpage, where you can find a detailed list of the services that we offer: Test Before Invest, training, financing, and networking, and all the equipment available. And now I thank you all for your presence here in the offices of AsDIH and your attention online. And I give the floor to José Ramón back, who will introduce the workshop. And let's see.
Okay, thank you very much, Paula. I wanted to share my screen now. Sylvia, you can help me. We have it. Okay, no problem. Okay, only as a brief introduction about the Euroclusters, the common goals of the different Euroclusters. The European Commission in the last Horizon Europe program has defined 14 different industrial ecosystems, from textile, as you can see on the screen, from textile to aerospace, four different industrial ecosystems, with the aim to boost these industrial ecosystems and to avoid the disruptions in the value chains out of Europe. One of the main activities in which we are in this moment involved from the European, thanks to the support of the European Commission, is the program, the Euroclusters program, in which there are in this moment there are 30 different projects working in these 14 Eurocluster industrial ecosystems, giving support to SMEs in three main lines. Direct financial support to SMEs through cascade funding proposals, trainers and staff exchange, training for SMEs and staff exchange for clusters and cluster members, and finally internationalization support. This is the main scheme for all the different projects, with different approaches to these solutions, and in all the cases with the model of lump sum funding for SMEs. That it is the easier way to give funding to the SMEs and to get closer the SMEs to the European funding as this way to make more familiar the possibility of internationalize the innovation of these kind of companies. So this is a very short introduction about this model of the Euroclusters schemes program. And now today we have 3 different projects that with different approaches, in which they are opening the first open calls of their activities. And I would like to give the floor to the first of this project. That is, I don't have, but I can see the scheme 2 slides before. Sorry, because I don't have this one. Okay, Xavier Alberola, from the PIMAP for Sustainability project. It is the first speaker for today. So Xavier, the floor is yours.
Yes, hi everybody. Jose, do you want me to share my presentation on my side?
Yeah.
Maybe it's easier. Okay. Okay, just give me a few seconds.
We can see it.
Can you see it now in full screen? Perfect. So first of all, thank you for the invitation and for giving us the opportunity to present our project, PyMap for Sustainability. First of all, I'm going to present myself shortly. I'm Xavier Alberola. I'm EU project manager and coordinator of PyMap for Sustainability. I'm working for a French cluster, Alpha ALH, based in the New Aquitaine region in southwestern France, and mainly working on photonics and microwave technologies. And we are managing this project PyMap for Sustainability that I'm going to present you and also present you the funding opportunity that got with it. So a short slide about the journey of the PyMap partnership, because PyMap for Sustainability is a strand of a larger partnership that we have developed now 5 years ago with our first project PyMap that have been followed by PyMap Plus. These two first projects were a project that aims to help SME to go international by organizing international business mission. With PyMap for Sustainability, we keep that. We kept that idea of helping SME to go international, but we, with the Euro cluster, we add the possibility of cascade funding through our innovation open call. So just a quick overview about our partnership. So we are 6 clusters. The partnership did not change a lot through the years. So we have basically Alpha ALH, which is the coordinator, so focus on photonics. We have Propel, who work mainly on metalworking industry. Then we have Afil and Produtech, who are more specialized on advanced manufacturing. Czech Aerospace on aerospace, obviously, and Photonics Finland, more specialized on photonics technology. So the overall objective of our project is to help SME to get more sustainable by achieving or partially achieving their twin transition, so green and digital. So our project is focused on 3 key enabling technology. We have photonics, advanced manufacturing, and advanced material, with 2 key industrial industries that we are targeting, metalworking and aerospace, and we are looking also to the industrial production to a broader sense. So now let's go into the interesting part. So our innovation open call that we have launched now 2 weeks ago. So with this open call, we have created an innovation support scheme that will allow us to support projects up to 60,000 euros. So this will be a collaborative project between SMEs, and we are planning to support at least 13 collaborative projects between SME, depending on how much each project will request. So as I said, as for our themes of the project, this open call is almost the same. We have 3 key enabling technologies that the project we are going to fund will have to include. So not the 3 at the same time, but at least 1. So photonics, advanced material, or advanced manufacturing, and with an application in the aerospace industry, the metalworking industry, or in the industrial production. So quite open possibility. This is not a restricted call. As you can see, I think there is many possibilities for European SME to attend to this call. And we are looking for also a lot of activities. We're also really open on the activity that we are going to fund. So the project we are looking for and we are going to fund must be project with a TRL of 5 to 8, and with a duration between 6 to 9 months. So short project, but already well developed. We are not funding projects from scratch. So already well-developed projects with maybe already a prototype, demonstrators, and a max budget of 60,000 euros per project. For the activities that can be funded, there is no particular limitation on this open call. Till it's an activity that is related to the development of an innovation project and that are matching our expected impact that I'm going to show you on the next slide. So that can be development of prototype or the taste of an innovative solution on the end user facility. It's also really open. It's what we try to do on this open call, to make it the most possibly open to allow SME to attend to it and to get fundings. So up. Oh, it's not working now. Yes. So what we are expecting in terms of impact from the project we are going to fund. So the main impact we are looking for is to help SME to get more sustainable economically. How we want to do that? It's by helping SME to adapt new to firm products, services, or industrial processes. That's the main objective, the main impact. If you want to get funded by PAMAP for sustainability, you have to look to this. So the idea is that if you develop a new product, you have more product to sell and you're more resilient economically. That does not mean that we are not going to look to the other aspect of sustainability. Obviously, we are going to take into account the ecological sustainability. If your project is more energy efficient, it's even better. We are going also to look to the social sustainability. If in the implementation of your project, you are taking measure, I don't know, regarding gender balance, for example, it's also a good point. The ecological and social sustainability are not the main points of this open call, but we will still look at it. It's still good point to push forward your proposal. But the main objective with this open call is that it's the development of new to found products, services, or processes. Next slide. So who can apply to this open call? To be eligible to apply to be considered as partners in the proposal, you have to be a company in the broader sense. You can be an SME or a large company, but keep in mind that being able to apply does not mean that you will be able to receive funding. So you have to be a company to be located, as for the Euroclusters, in a EU member state or in an associated country to the single market program. But keep in mind that this eligibility to apply does not mean that you can receive funding. To receive funding, you have to be an SME. We are only going to fund SME. Large organization can apply to a project. You're going to see the rules to form a consortium in the next slide, but we are not going to found a large company. We are funding only SME. You can see that LTO can receive money from us, but not directly. An LTO can be included in a project, but as a subcontractor, there is a limitation of 20K for the subcontractor. These 20K will have to come from your project or from your 60K of budget. And we are not going to pay directly the LTO. So that's internal organization of your projects. So as I said, we are not going to found large organization, but they can attend a project. So basically, there is two types of consortium that can be formed with these projects. So we can have two SME, so two companies from at least two different member states of the European Union. That's the rule for all the Euroclusters, I think, or for the Euroclusters that are doing collaborative project at least. And within these two, you need to have at least one SME. So there can be one SME and one large organization or two SME. I will not push for consortium of one SME and one large organization. There is some bonus points for consortium of two SME. So if you want to have the most chance to get funding on this open call, I advise you to do consortium of two SMEs. For the application process, we keep it really simple, as for all the Eurocluster. Jose, you spoke about that a little bit. The idea is to allow easy funding for SME. So our open call opened 2 weeks ago now, and we close in the 3rd of May. So a quite short amount of time, but the application process is really quick, really simple. We do not have any application platform or dedicated websites where you can submit your proposal. There is just an easy word template with 3 main criteria that are the 3 main impacts we are looking for. So the expected impact, which is basically the development of a new to firm product and the improvement of your sustainability. The relevance regarding on objectives. So if you are including one of our key enabling technologies, and if your project imply one of the industrial ecosystem we are looking for, and then the implementation. That's our 3 elements of evaluation, or 3 main elements of evaluation, 1,000 words per element. So at the end, it's a document of 6 to 9 page maximum. So really easy to apply. There is also a short indicative budget to fill in, a short sheet of activities to fill in. So not something really long to do. We try to keep it really simple, really easy to do, to push SME to attend to this open call. So to apply and for any inquiries or question or anything, if you're looking for a partner also, you have one email address, which is pymap4sustainability@alpha-village.com. If you want, I can maybe send you the presentation at the end of this webinar, and you can send us an email, and we will help you. You send us also your proposal to this email address before the closing date, and that's all. That's all for the application process. So as you can see, really simple. All the documentation is online at this point. You can find it on our social media, social network, or also on the Funding and Tenders portal, where our call is published. I did not speak a lot about the evaluation process, but it's something that we're also doing on our own. So you can consult the evaluation grid. It's really transparent in our guidelines. So we are going to rate each proposal following a 20-point scale with a threshold of 15. Each partner of PymApp for Sustainability will evaluate your proposal, and then the average scores will be your final evaluation, and we will do basically a ranking and select the 13, 14, 15 best proposal. So really easy. Each partners of PymApp for Sustainability have the internal expertise to evaluate projects regarding our 3 Ks because it's our core business. So on that point, also, we try to keep it easy to have a quick process. So just to illustrate what I'm saying, the overall process of this open call. So we launched it the 1st of March. The closing date is the 3rd of May, and we plan to do the evaluation in May and maybe a little bit in June, because it might be a little bit long, to communicate then in June all the results. Then, if you're selected, first, congrats, and then what are the next steps? Basically, you are going to enter in the contract signature phase. So we try to keep 3 months to define the contract, define a follow-up plan with the selected SME that will allow us to monitor your project, and then to have all the contracts signed before September 2023 to then be able to launch all the projects in September. So that was all for innovation open call, but quickly we have on one slide, we have another open call that will open really soon on another aspect of the UA cluster, which is the upscaling, the training of the workforce. And on this one, we are going to give vouchers of 5,000 and 10,000 euros for green transition training and services, and for international training and services. So the idea is to help SMEs in these 2 areas. The application process will be basically the same as for in the innovation open call. There will just not be any closing date for this open call. We have an amount of budget dedicated to it, and the logic is that this call rely on the first come first serve basis. So we have a 20-point grid of evaluation as for the innovation open call. If you reach the threshold of 15, you're funded. There is no ranking. So once this open call is open, I invite you to apply quickly, because I don't know how long we will have some budget. For the selection of the service and training providers, it's up to the SME. We are defining a portfolio of trusted service provider that we have in our network, but it's open. You can select any service provider that you want. You will just have to, in your application, in your proposal, prove us the relevance of the training, the expertise of the training providers, and that's all. So also an easy process that can give some good funding opportunities for SMEs for training and upscaling for their workforce. So that was all for me. You have here my contact and my email address. Do not hesitate to contact me directly. As a coordinator in our internal organization, I'm managing the open calls. So if you have any question about these 2 open calls, do not hesitate to reach me. And then you have our 2 social media, so LinkedIn, which is the more important. So you will be able to click on the logo to access our social media. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Xavier. I don't know if someone have any questions for Xavier. Yes, this is the moment. I have questions. So
Go ahead.
If you let me, I have two questions. One about the possibility of participation of large companies and the composition of the consortium. In order to clarify, is it possible to organize a consortium with one SMEs and one large company only, or is
Yeah, it's a possibility. You can do a consortium of one SME, one large company, and you can do a consortium of two SME. Just keep in mind that we are not going to found large company. That's the only point.
Okay. For the people that is here on site, it's possible to compose to form a consortium with only one SME and a large company, but only the beneficiary will be the only company that received the money will be the SME.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Perfect. And the second question is about the RTOs.
Yeah.
They can participate in your consortium as subcontractor, but not as a direct beneficiary.
That's it. Yeah. They will be in the proposal considered as an RTO, but not as a participant. So we are not going to have relation with them. We are not going to sign any contract with them. It's up to the SME to define what they are going to do and then to transfer the money from their budget to the RTO.
Perfect, Xavier. Thank you very much. I don't know if there are other questions from the attendants. No? Okay. Thank you very much, Xavier.
Nice. I've been clear. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation and for the initiative. It is, as we mentioned at the beginning, it is very quick and for SMEs to access to the funding and the easiest ways to the more agile model of internationalization of the innovation. So let's move to the second presentation. In this case, it's time for the project DREAM, Digital Resilient Europe for Advanced Manufacturing. Marielle Campanella from Paula SCC will be the presenter. Marielle, the floor is yours.
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me well? Yes?
Sí, yes, Marielle?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, right. Good morning. So good morning to those who are present, if I understand well, in Gijón, in your cluster, and good morning also to those who are present online. I'm going to share my slide. So are you able to see it now? I think it should work. Could you please just tell me, Jose, Ramón, yes, by head, if it's okay? Yes, okay, right.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone. So my name is Marielle Campanella. I am head of European projects at Paula SCS, which is a French cluster based in the southeastern part of France, in the region Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur, so between Marseille and Nice. And we are a cluster specialized in digital technology, so mainly AI, IoT, cybersecurity, and microelectronics. And we are the coordinator of the DREAM Eurocluster project. So I'm going to present you today in this webinar the opportunities of this this project. I'm very glad to have the possibility to present that to the Spanish companies as well. And thank you again to the Meta Industry 4 cluster and to the Asturias AsDIH for this opportunity. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but as already presented by Jose Ramón, by Paula, and by Xavier, DREAM is part of this Eurocluster mechanism, which has been put in place last year by the European Commission as part of the Single Market Programme. The goal of this initiatives is really to strengthen the resistance and the resilience of the European Single Market Program against any disruptions which can appear in industrial ecosystems. And to do so, a number of common activities have been organized in Eurocluster activities, carried out mainly by clusters in terms of network activities, innovation on strategic technologies, adoption of new processes and technologies, training of SMEs and clusters, and the fact of being able to go international for SMEs. All that activities have to be supported by communication activities in order to be able to reach as many SMEs as possible. So the DREAM Eurocluster is part of this Eurocluster family, as you can see, and we belong to one of those 14 ecosystems, and specifically in our case, we belong to the ecosystem of digital technology, so strand ecosystem that you can see here in number 5. The consortium in the DREAM project is composed of 5 partners coming from 4 European countries. We have 2 partners coming from France. Paula CS and GAC group. Paula CS is one of the 2 clusters specialized in digital technologies, and GAC group is international and consulting firm specialized in innovation and performance. Then we have 1 cluster coming from Belgium, Paul Mecatech, which is a cluster specialized in mechanical engineering and advanced manufacturing. We have 1 cluster from Italy, MESAP, specialized also in advanced manufacturing, and 1 cluster from Romania, Close IT cluster, which is also specialized in digital technologies. So we have a good balance between digital technologies on one hand and industrial sides on the other hand. So the goal of the DREAM Eurocluster is to reinforce European digital ecosystem applied to manufacturing. So one of our key technologies, my key activities, is really to stimulate innovation in order to bring capacities regarding critical supplies and technologies in digital ecosystems applied to manufacturing. And the goal also is to reinforce the transformation of manufacturing industries into greener and more digital economical sectors by deploying technologies and processes from digital ecosystems into the manufacturing sectors. So having work between these 2 sectors is really an essential part of DREAM. So in terms of scope, in terms of technological part, we are focusing on the digital technologies that can contribute to the sustainability challenge within industrial ecosystems. So mainly AI, big data, IoT solutions, cloud and connectivity, smart robotics and automation, augmented reality and virtual reality, and simulations, and also cybersecurity. And on the industrial side, we are focusing on the manufacturing domain. And behind that, we focus on modeling processes, simulation processes, on any activities that could improve the quality of the manufacturing decision making. The final goal being, of course, to have some reduction of cost, saving of cost, reduction time to market. But the most important part is to demonstrate how the industrial processes can become greener, and of course also more competitive and more resilient. So to do so, we are going to launch next week our unique open call focusing on innovation. So just for those who are not very familiar, so DREAM will rely on the mechanism of cascade funding. So cascade funding is a mechanism which has been proposed by the European Commission in order to distribute smaller amounts of public funding in a more agile way. So this is the principle of cascade funding, because the DREAM consortium, in our case, is playing the intermediary between the European Commissions and European SMEs. It means that the open calls are managed by a larger project like DREAM. The advantage of the advantage of this mechanism compared to classical EU funding is that usually we have a lighter and simplified administrative processes. Usually the open calls are faster than the big call that you can see at the European Commission level usually. In our case, the funding is in the form of a grant, in the form of a lump sum, and usually the reporting process is also simplified. So here are the main data of our open call. So our goal is to distribute and allocate a bit more than 1 million euros to European SMEs. We expect to fund 35 projects and to distribute 30,000 euros per project. Like my colleague Xavier just before, the funding can go only to SMEs. This is one of the constraints of the Euro Cluster program. In our case, for DREAM, we would like to fund a consortium that are done with at least 2 partners minimum per project. I'm going to explain you that a little bit later on. The call is going to open next week and closing on the 25th of May. It means that you will have 9 weeks to prepare your applications. And also the maximum support period for the project which will be selected will be also 9 months. So this slide synthesizes very in a simple manner what we would like to fund. In DREAM, we would like to fund projects that will be associated to the development or the deployment of innovative digital solutions into manufacturing environment, contributing to the green transition of manufacturing process. It means that any funded projects will have to demonstrate how innovative digital solutions can reduce the consumption of resources within the manufacturing environment. So that we mean how to reduce consumption of resources. We mean reduce consumptions and reduce use of energy, of water, of raw materials, of supplies, and a better management of waste. It's or each time. It's not systematically energy and water. It could be either energy or water or raw materials and so on. From the manufacturing point of view, the goal also is to demonstrate how IT solutions can increase the efficiency of production means thanks to the deployment of the technologies. And seen from the point of view of digital solutions, the goal also is to demonstrate how the deployment of such solutions can present growth opportunities for the technology providers, for the IT companies that provide such solutions. So these slides recap what type of digital technologies do we foresee in AI, big data and analytics, IoT, cloud computing, robotics, immersive technologies, simulations, system integrations, and cybersecurity. And in terms of application sector, this is mainly in manufacturing industries. We're not giving any limitations. We have here the list of the type of manufacturing industry that we would have in mind, but this is not limitative at all. We will have then 2 types of possible actions, either the development of a prototype, so going to TRL, for instance, 6, or a demonstration, so going to TRL up to 7 or 8. And in this case, it means that the project would have to start from an existing prototype, and the goal would be to implement this prototype into a large scale, into a real environment of a manufacturing industry. So concerning the consortium composition, so it should be collaborative projects composed of at least 2 partners. So you must have at least 1 SME from the digital sector and 1 end user, which could be either a small company or a large company. And this end user must be from the manufacturing industry sector. If it is a large company, of course, the DREAM funding cannot go to large company because the funding is only for SMEs. So partners must be independent from each other. They should not be capital or personal link among the two companies. The eligible countries are the EU member states and the other countries which are associated to the SMP program. So it is Iceland, Norway, and Liechtenstein. We would like that the 2 SMEs are from 2 different regions, and at least one of the 2 partners must be based in the DREAM consortium partners, so must be based in Belgium, France, Italy, or Romania. So for instance, you could imagine to have 1 SME from Spain plus 1 end user coming from Belgium, France, Italy, or Romania. It's fine if this company coming from one of those 4 countries is not receiving funding, but at least it should be based in one of those 4 countries. You could have also 1 SME provider from goods for country, and one end user, an SME or non-SME from Spain, for instance. In terms of financial support, so as I said, we will provide up to 30,000 euros per selected projects. Only SMEs can be found, and it will be under the form of a grant, a lump sum. A lump sum means that you are not going to have to report your cost. You will be evaluated against your results, and it will be up to you to spend this lump sum according to your need. There is just a limitation in terms of subcontracting. We would not allow more than 30% of the budget going to subcontracting. So we expect to have a start on the September 1st, and there will be two payment stages, 40% at the project start, so 12,000 euros, and 30% at the project closure after validation of the project by the DREAM Consortium. So how to apply? The call is going to open next week, so on the 21st of March, next Tuesday. You will find here the website on which the documentation will be available, the guide for applicants, the FAQ. And you will have to apply via a dedicated platform that is going to be open also from the 21st of March. So you will have to register yourself on this platform to create a login, and then you will have a form to be filled in with dedicated fields and so on regarding the two SMEs and also regarding your projects. We will make the presentation available via the organizer of the meeting, so you will have access to this link. But I insist that they will be available and they will be operational only starting the 21st of March. Regarding the evaluation, so the evaluation will be carried out by independent experts, so we're not linked to the DREAM Consortium, and the evaluation will be against three criteria: excellence, impact, and implementation. And score up to 5 points will be given to each of the 5 criteria, and there will be a threshold of 10 points on the sum of each criteria. So here are the slides of the calendar for the call opening on the 21st of March. We're going to have an info session webinar dedicated to DREAM on the 5th of April. You will be able to see registration links via our regular communication media. So 25th of May will be the closure of the call. The evaluation will run till 21st of June. So we will communicate the results to the selected projects on the 3rd of July, and then we will start the administrative process for the grant signature, and we expect to have the project starting on the 1st of September, so for a duration of 9 months. So by waiting for the 21st of March, or the 21st of March, sorry, we have launched since February a process of expression of interest. In case you would like to informed us of any ideas of projects that you are willing to propose to the DREAM Open Call. If you are looking for support or looking for partners, you can already, starting now, provide your interest via this survey, and then you will be contacted by one of the DREAM partner to see which type of support that can be given to you. So if you wish to follow and to know more, so you can follow our activity via our social networks, and you have here my email address and also the generic email address of the project in case you need any support from us. Thank you very much. If there are any questions, I'm here to reply to you, and I'm going to send you the slides and which could be distributed to the participant.
Thank you very much, Marielle. Really interesting. I don't know if someone have any question. If not, I have at least one. Okay. No, in the chat is about no, it's about the questions in the chat. Marielle, if any of if a Spanish company wanted to participate, a Spanish SME wants to participate in one project, or they want to look for partners, how can they do for search these partners, or to propose any idea and to submit?
Well, if they have any ideas before the call opening, so for this week or next week, they can use the AOI form I have just indicated there. Then during the opening phase of the project, so starting the end of March, if you have any project ideas but you have no partners, you could contact us via the mailing list I have just indicated, and we could distribute your partner search within the partnership of the membership of the cluster partners. We are going to organize an info session webinar, as I said, on the 5th of April, and we are envisaging to launch a very small pitch session during this session, in case some companies would like to pitch their idea and are looking for partners. So this is it will be organized in the next couple of days. So we are going to inform you when this will be set.
Okay. Great. Good. Another question is, I saw that your scope in sectoral terms is wide. Do you have any specific target profile for the type of projects or the sectors, or everything is included and everything is available to be awarded?
Well, regarding the IT sectors, you have the list here of the digital technologies that we would like to have in this project. And regarding the applicative sector, we are really in the manufacturing industry. So as long as it is an industry that manufactures products, it is welcome in the project. The list we have indicated is only indicative. It's not a strict limitation of the sector.
Perfect. More questions? No? So thank you very much, Marielle.
So thank you very much. I just would like to underline also, I just open a small parenthesis. I saw that Paula presented the Asturias AsDIH. So I'm very glad also to hear the launch of that, because Paula CS is also coordinating the AsDIH in our region, Région Provence-Alpes-Côte d'Azur. We are going to start operations on the 1st of June. So I'm sure that further contacts could be established there, because we all have common goals as AsDIH there. So good luck for your running AsDIH as well. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I stay online in case of question.
Thank you very much, Marielle. Okay, let's move to the last but not least presentation. Is the Social Tech for EU project, capacity building for social enterprises. It's time for Francesca Menozzi from Fondazione Brondolini. Francesca, the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Hi, good morning. Thank you very much for the invitation today to this very useful webinar. Hello to everyone on site and online. My name is Francesca. I'm a project manager at Fondazione Giacomo Brodolini, which is an Italian national organization working in the field of research, consultancy, training, support to SMEs and startups, and in general on the topics of labor market and employment, innovation, including social innovation, and gender equality and diversity. I'm here on behalf of Fondazione Brodolini and Torino Social Impact. Torino Social Impact is a social economy Eurocluster in the city of Turin in Italy, and we are leading the Social Tech for You project. Together with me today, there is also Antonio Novo Guerrero from Asociación Investigación, Desarrollo e Innovación en Aragón, who is our Spanish partner in the Social Tech for You. I will provide a few information on the call for social enterprises that we launched a few weeks ago. And of course, please, Antonio, interrupt me to add anything during my presentation. Okay, so I trust you can see my presentation. I will just start by giving an overview of the Social Tech for You project. That may be a little bit different from the other projects and Euroclusters that we are getting to know today, because it's the first and only social economy Eurocluster funded by the European Commission. As such, the project aims to strengthen the resilience, the innovation, the competitiveness, and the sustainability of the social economy ecosystem. And we aim to position ourselves as one of the main support and training programs across Europe for social enterprises. You can see the other partners in the project here. From Sweden, Romania, Spain, and Italy, as I said, but also Germany and Belgium. So today we are here to present, just like the other Euroclusters and the other projects, to present the call for social enterprises that we launched a few weeks ago, because we indeed are a cascade funding project, and we will give out funding and financial supports for various activities and various projects to social enterprises, but we also, as a project, carry out other types of activities for the benefits of social enterprises. One of those, we opened a couple of months ago an online survey where we ask social enterprises to give us their opinion and their views on what kind of obstacles and what kind of needs they have to face in their path towards the twin transition and towards increasing their own digitalization and innovation. We do have other activities, such as, for example, networking activities. We favor networking between social enterprises across Europe, but also between them, among them, and other actors of the social economy sectors. So, for example, incubators, accelerators, universities, tech providers, and so on. We will provide specific training ourselves to social enterprises, both online and in presence. And as I mentioned, we will provide, of course, the core of our project is providing funding to social enterprises and supporting them in using those funding to embrace the twin transition. The first stage of our cascade funding is dedicated to upskilling and reskilling. So this is funding for social enterprises to undertake training, purchase training services in order to upskill and reskill their own staff, of course, in the fields of digitalization, innovation, business, and tech development. And this is the call that we have launched and that I will present now. In this case, we will select 100 social enterprises and we will give out €3,000 to each of them. Then, in a sort of tournament-like style organization, the 100 selected social enterprises will be able to move on and apply to the second stage of the project, to the second call of the project, which will open in the next few months. In that case, the call will focus on innovation, so we will give out funding to up to 20 social enterprises in order for them to devise ways to develop tech and or digital products and solutions. And then the final stage, the third and final stage, the 20 selected enterprises in the second stage will be able to apply for funding to implement acceleration programs and processes for their own company. Our call has been published on the project website and, of course, on the Euroclusters website, and will close on the 12th of April. So there is still time because, as mentioned by the other Euroclusters, we also prepare a quite easy online application form, and then you will find, of course, the guidelines for applicants on the websites. We already mentioned that the funding should be used for upskilling and reskilling, that we will fund 100 social enterprises, and the future calls, again, you can see them here. So what kind of training can you use the funding for? First of all, your organization will need to apply for funding to undertake training in the field of ICT, either emerging technologies within the social economy, open innovation, on business administration, marketing and sales. Of course, this is quite wide areas, so I'm sure any organization can find, on the basis of their needs, they can find the most suitable training. We are about to put online a virtual map, a virtual register of stakeholders providers that are willing to provide their own services to the social enterprises selected in our project. And that means that the selected social enterprise will need to buy their own training services from one or more of those listed stakeholders and providers. So on one hand, if your organization is not eligible to apply for the call for social enterprises, you're welcome to register as a stakeholder provider. If you're an incubator, if you're a university, if you're a training center, you can go to this link and you can find the invitation with all the instructions on who we are looking for and how to register, how to join the registry of stakeholders and providers. On the other hand, if you will be selected as a social enterprise, but you cannot find maybe a suitable provider in this list, you're welcome to find another one, but then you will need to invite that organization to apply to be on the registry. It's a very simple, again, online application form, and we will validate organizations that will be part of the registry. Of course, the training you want to undertake will need to be consistent with the amount we are giving you, and you will need to carry out the training course online, offline, a mixture of those between the date you will sign a contract with us and until the end of November this year. Again, there is no minimum or maximum duration of the training, but again, we need to understand that it's consistent with the amount that we are giving you. So as we already mentioned, you will need to be a social enterprise as defined by the European Commission. In the guidelines for applicants, you will find again the definition of a social enterprise. According to the European Commission, we will, of course, refer to the 2021 Social Economy Action Plan, or you can also be a startup with a social mission or impact. But in any case, we are giving priority to social enterprises. You can be either an SME or a startup, and you will need to be established, as already mentioned by my colleagues, in one of the EU member states or in one of the countries associated to the COSME program. For this call, you will need to apply as an individual organization. For the future calls that we will publish, there will be opportunities also for partnerships to apply, just like, for example, we've seen for the other projects earlier on. And of course, you don't have to have, you cannot have a conflict of interest with any of us participating in the partners in the Social Tech for You project. As I mentioned, we prepare a very short online form that needs to be completed in English and by the deadline, of course. We're just asking to applicants to upload a proof of their legal status and some kind of proof that, for example, you're a startup with a social mission. But of course, this can be the object, the mission of, in the description of the mission of your organization, it needs to be clear that you have a social mission or that you aim to bring about a social impact. We will, as basically all the other calls and all the other projects, after the deadline, we will carry out a series of eligibility checks on the legal status of the organization and all the, about all the criteria that I have listed so far. And then the shortlisted eligible applications will move on to the evaluation stage. In case of applications scoring the same, there will be a few priorities that we will give to applicants. After after we will communicate the results, we will start, of course, the contracting process with the selected social enterprises. And given the limited amount of funding, the financial support that we are giving out, this time at least, in this case, you will need to, if selected, you will need to carry out by your training service, carry out the training, and then we will, at the end, we will transfer the lump sum to you on the basis of these documents. Again, this is the deadline. We hope to be able to inform applicants by mid-May, and again, you are free to carry out your training until November this year. You can find here the websites where you can find all the information about our project and the call. Again, follow us on our social media for latest news, and of course, you're free to email me and my colleague for any specific question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Francesca. Any questions? If not, I have.
Just one small comment from my side, Francesca, because you did so wonderful presentation that I didn't need to add anything in special. But this is you know, I will encourage you to distribute the information to your social entities around you, because one of our problems is that they are not used to take advantage of this kind of European funding, you know. So the first challenge here is for them to know about the opportunity. So if you are interested and you are eligible for sure, please go for it. But if not, please also distribute the invitation to those agents in your networks that could benefit from it. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio. Regarding to this point, in our case, as Meta Industry 4, we belong to the Asturias Digital Innovation Hub, and we can share the information with the main associations for social enterprises here in the region. So for us, we can do this task in coordination with the rest of the Digital Innovation Hub and try to spread all the information with them and encourage them to participate in this kind of initiatives. The second point of my question for Francesca is probably easy. Is about the procedure to participate. In the first stage with the trainings, is it necessary to have a project, or it is to be the first is the training and then think in the project?
Exactly. Within this call, you basically will need to find a training course that you need, that your organization need, for example, from, you know, basic level social media management training to training on the Internet of Things or artificial intelligence that your organization may use. Then you find an organization that can provide that training. Then you will need to contact that organization. Hopefully the organization is already on our registry. And then you will need to create a contract with them. You will need to then undertake the training, and then we will give you the money at the end of the training. In the future, our future calls, you will need to create a project, basically, an innovation or acceleration project. But those calls will be coming in the future. For now, it's a very easy training course, online, offline, that you may need to improve your skills, your knowledge and competencies. And of course, I also share Antonio's invitation to disseminate the call, but also, for example, Jose, your organization or similar organizations that you work with can also apply to be on our registry of stakeholders and providers, so you can help the social enterprises. So we look forward also to your application on the registry of stakeholders.
Thank you, Francesca. And another questions all the beneficiaries must be social enterprises. I mean, for instance, in the first project, we were talking about large companies or RTOs as some of subcontractor, other as beneficiaries without funding. Is it possible in this case, or only focus in social enterprises?
Okay, so our primary focus is social enterprises, but if you go and check, for example, the definition by the European Commission, it's quite wide to some extent. If we cannot find 100 social enterprises, then we are accepting anyway applications from startups, but they have to demonstrate in the application form that they do have a social mission, that they are basically devising products, carrying out services and solutions to tackle some social issues and challenges.
Perfect. Thank you, Francesca. Any question more? No? Yes? Okay. Thank you very much, Francesca. Thank you very much, Antonio, for your participation and for your collaboration here and for sharing with us, with all of us, your projects, and the same for the rest. Only to remark before finish the online workshop is a reminder about the next session that will be in 19th of April, in which we will have another at least three new projects, new Euroclusters projects with this cascade funding opportunities for SMEs in other sectors that can participate and as you has invited in this occasion. So we finished for today. We will, as I mentioned at the beginning, we will share the video in our YouTube channel for all of us and for spreading with all of your members and participants if you consider it. And the same with the presentations that you have shared with us. In any case, you have the contact details of these three projects, and I encourage to put in touch with them and try to explore the possibilities to work or to apply for in their projects. So that's the end, and thank you very much. We finish the online session in this moment. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
a lot.
Thank you, José.
Y